morning. I swear a lot.
It is 1:43 in the PM, and you're watching The Foreman. I am your host, Foreman. And oh boy, it's been a while since we've done one of these, which is business as usual, really, isn't it? So I'll try and cut some of the spiel and, get right into it. General experience in what I do, making videos and stuff, and also in the band, because this is applicable there too. But also in the various jobs I've worked over the years, and on the occasions when I work with Sweetman at his job when he needs an extra pair of hands, it's brought into light a popular phrase, a popular mentality, and a way of looking at things I kind of want to, delve into a little bit. I don't think it's going to be that fucking interesting, but I found it interesting. I thought you might find it interesting too, so I thought we might talk about it. But the general idea of work smarter, not harder. And then, there's also been the dismantling of that statement when, there's that silly little webcomic where someone's like, well, I have to move all these squares, so I turned mine into a ball so I can move it easier. And then they made the follow-up comic where it's like, we asked for 10,000 squares, why do we have 9,998 squares and 2 balls? And the guy's like, I don't know, I fired that guy, he's an idiot. Which has its own lessons to apply, not necessarily as a direct contradiction, that's not a word, we're going to pretend it is though, of that statement, but more, you shouldn't work smarter for the sake of working smarter. You need to think about whether that's actually a smart thing to do. The ability to work smarter requires a baseline level of critical thinking, but in order to actually work smarter and consider the whole picture when doing it requires a more advanced level of critical thinking. But as usual, because stick to what you know, right? Talk about what you know. I like to talk about these things in relevance to things I understand and things I do. Specifically the channel, because something occurred to me today, and this is going to sound like this is like a complaint or a problem. It really fucking isn't. I ain't bothered in the slightest, and I don't think this is a bad thing. I'm just pointing it out because it's funny that this is a thing, right? But we've been doing a little unofficial XCOM 2 week this week, essentially. That's basically what's been happening. I didn't really mean to do it as such, I wasn't trying to do it, but that's kind of what's happened. And it's very good. I'm enjoying myself immensely. I adore XCOM 2, but by the time this goes up, we'll either have broken it, probably with Limbus, because a new/old Refraction Railway has come out and I want to cover it, or this will be the video that breaks the cycle. Either way, the chain of fucking XCOM 2 videos will have been broken, right? What I find funny is looking at doing an XCOM 2 video versus doing that Limbus video I talked about, right? And indeed, we can even look at it from the perspective of a general Limbus video compared to a general XCOM 2 video, not even taking the Refraction Railway into consideration. Right, so XCOM 2, your standard XCOM 2 Long War of the Chosen Season 2 episode, if we were to look at it at its baseline level, is typically, there are exceptions to this rule, sometimes less, usually more, but they are typically 3-hour recordings. Once it gets to 3 hours, or around 3 hours, that's when I start thinking about wrapping it up. The exception probably would have been episode 34, Break the Cycle, and there was a reason for that which would become apparent if you watch the video, right? I'm not going to spoil what happens. But the baseline recording time for an episode of XCOM Long War of the Chosen Season 2 is 3 hours, and that's because missions in the game take quite a long time. I also tend to take my time during missions. I like to try, I often fail, but I like to try and analyze the full battlescape, right, and really take into consideration all of my options. Some people have expressed a degree of surprise at how I managed to wriggle my way out of dangerous situations in a lot of games, and XCOM is no exception to that. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you I'm an amazing XCOM player. I'm sitting here and telling you I sit there and fucking stare at the situation, sometimes for minutes at a time, without taking an action, because I'm taking in the information and I'm trying to consider all of my angles. I'm trying to consider every single thing I could do. This actually leans back to work smarter, not harder. My mentality, unfortunately, is work smarter and harder, in sense that I work hard to try and find smart ways to do things. Does this save me any fucking time? No. We'll get back to this point in a minute, but I'll round off the point I was initially making. Point is, XCOM recordings, in battles, I sit there and I really take my time trying to figure out what I'm going to do in a battle. As a result, battles can take quite a long time. A standard mission in XCOM 2 Long War of the Chosen Season 2 typically takes anywhere between 20 minutes and half an hour. A standard mission. We're talking enemy presence anywhere between 7 to 9 or 13 to 15. Now, when we get into, say, Advent retaliations, right, like listening post assaults or Haven defenses or, God forbid, chosen assaults on the Avenger, obviously this constitutes a higher number of enemies. The battle ends up taking longer. Those can take up to an hour, depending on how much I really need to concentrate. Like, if Stampede's on the scene, it's considerably shorter, for obvious reasons. If they're not on the scene, it takes a lot fucking longer. The reason I bring all this up is why the XCOM 2 Long War of the Chosen Season 2 videos, I don't know why I keep saying the full title, but I've committed to it now. That's why they're longer, because if I did them at the standard length of recording as I did for, say, Limbus or even Clair Obscur, we would be nowhere near where we are now in that campaign at episode 35 at time of recording, right? So those videos are required to be longer in order for things to happen so that things can continue to occur at an acceptable rate so people don't get too bored. And I imagine some people are probably already getting quite bored because it's 35 episodes long and we're not fucking done. We're not really close to being done either. We're kinda close-ish. I'd say maybe we're more than halfway, but we're not close. It's not like, oh yeah, just a couple more episodes, lads, and the series will be over. No, this is a long-form series. Funnily enough, it's a long war. But to bring me back to my point, because you know I love to waffle and wax lyrical, right? I've given you the details on how long an XCOM episode tends to be. Editing takes quite a long time because I'm often quite particular about cutting out gaps. Been a little less so recently because I've been tired, but nevertheless, an hour-long battle will not be an hour long in the video because I am a merciful deity and I don't think you should sit through large gaps of silence while I stare at the battlefield. Or if I'm just talking to myself, summing up my options, because to a certain point it just becomes uninteresting and it's like, okay, but actually make a move though. So I try to hurry the pace a bit so you can actually enjoy what's going on instead of just sitting and watching me think, right? This is the series for sitting and watching me think. And people can choose to engage in that as much as they want to, no biggie. These are remarkably easy to make. But that actually brings me back to my point. XCOM 2 videos are quite difficult to produce in the sense that they are lengthy. They take a lot of effort, and I'm usually fucking knackered by the end of an XCOM 2 recording because they are so long and it requires so much concentration on my part because it's quite a difficult game. Limbus, I would say Limbus video lengths in terms of recording, excluding such examples as the Pilgrimage of Compassion or whatever the fuck we did around New Year's with Canto 7, or my desperate attempts to get to the end of the dungeon in Canto 8, shit like that. Typically, a Limbus recording is about 2 hours long, right? The video usually ends up being anywhere between an hour long and an hour and a half long, and Clair Obscur is much the same way. The reason I bring this up is because it's very funny that XCOM 2 takes so much effort, so much time to record, to produce, to put up online, and comparatively, Limbus is so much easier, so unfathomably easier to produce. But Limbus makes a lot more money than XCOM does, like from a pure business pragmatic perspective. And this is why I said earlier, it sounds like I'm going to be upset about this. I'm not, trust me, this doesn't bother me. I'm pointing this out because it's funny. From a pure pragmatic business perspective, it would make so much more sense to just constantly put out Limbus stuff, because it's easier and it makes more money. It's, you know, like, it's just logical that that would be the direction to go in, that would be the thing to focus on, because, well, how else can I describe it? It's easier and it makes more money. But there are, of course, a million factors that go into this, and one of the big ones in which where I like to have a variety on the channel, I'm not going to bore you guys with again because I've talked about that a million times. We'll push that to the side, right? But it's funny to look at it because I'm working, like, especially in terms of XCOM, I'm just working harder. I'm not working smarter at all. I'm just working harder, and I'm working harder for less. Now, this isn't me trying to pitch to you like, oh, maybe I should stop doing XCOM. No, I fucking love XCOM. We're absolutely playing it to the end because I'm having such a great time. It's why we've just done like 6 episodes of it. I think maybe 5. I don't know. I can't remember. It's why we've done a sequence of them one after the other, because every day I would get up and I would think to myself, I should play XCOM. I did it yesterday, and I did it the day before, but I should play XCOM again. We've really got some stuff going on here. If it wasn't for the Refraction Railway that's come out today, and I'm gonna go do after I've recorded this, I would probably record XCOM today as well, because I can't help it, lads. And I would record it tomorrow if I didn't have a Baldur's Gate 3 recording scheduled. Although, if Lemon cancels, then I might just do XCOM. I don't know. It's a bit of a trap I'm currently in, and it's funny because my personal desire to play XCOM is not the worst business decision. XCOM does okay. I think it averages about 500 views per video, if I might have a look at the stats for a moment. Yeah, 500 leaning towards 600, which, you know, I to be fair, for a channel with like nearly 12k subs, that's probably not great stats, but I don't give a fucking shit about that, like, at all. That doesn't bother me. But it does okay, does alright. Like, it averages 600 relatively soon after the video goes up. Once some more time has passed, it starts to lean more towards, like, 700, 800. Some of them go up to about 1,000. It does alright, it doesn't do bad. And Clair Obscur, like, averages around 500 after a certain amount of time has passed. If I can just have a look at one, if I can find one, it's been a really long fucking time since I've done Clair Obscur. Yeah, roughly 500 and 600, that's cool. I'm not too worried about the numbers anymore. Back just after I'd done LobCorp and was doing Library of Ruina, I was very concerned about the numbers because I was new to actually having an audience. So I consistently struggled with the fact that Ruina was turning out thousands and whatever else I was doing at the time was barely turning up a couple hundred. But one comes to learn that that is simply the nature of the beast and learns to not worry about it too much, or one goes fucking mental. So, you know, long since gotten used to that fact. But it's interesting to think about because work smarter, not harder, work smarter and harder, work not smart but hard, and don't do either, I suppose. It's interesting because there are different contexts in which any combination of those concepts actually becomes applicable and even the correct thing to do. Focusing on XCOM is definitely not working smarter, I can fucking tell you that for free. But I do feel deep within my heart that it's necessary. It's necessary for me because I love it and it's something I want to do. It is necessary, I feel, because also the XCOM videos have a small but very strong following. People enjoy it. People really enjoy it. Clair Obscur does too, certainly. And obviously Limbus has a large mass of ravening people who are obviously more interested in the game than they are in me. That's totally fine. I get paid either way, right? But XCOM 2 has a proper passionate, I suppose, following. Not everyone. I'm not saying everyone who watches it is like insanely invested, but there are some people who are way fucking into it. And that makes it feel more worthwhile to do. I'm still working harder and I'm not working smarter at all on that, but it feels like the right thing to do in that respect. It feels like, ironically, it feels like a smart play purely because, well, everyone's happy. Everyone involved is happy anyway. People who are watching don't give a fuck, obviously. But for the people who are relevant to it, everyone's happy. It feels like the right thing to do. The smart thing to do would also be to get Clair Obscur back up because, fucking hell, we all kind of want to get on with that, but I'm just so fixated on XCOM at the moment, I can't help it. And I'm secondarily a little bit fixated on Limbus in the sense that I'm really enjoying the team building and stuff in that at the moment. And I've got a new team I want to play with, so I'm looking forward to doing that. Depending on when this goes up, that will have already happened or it won't have already happened, who knows. I also did this recording, so I wanted to see how well my fucking capture and PC would handle recording Tainted Grail, because I'd love to do something on that one day, because I fucking love Tainted Grail. You're probably seeing me Tainted Grail around the place right now, unless it didn't work, at which point you'll be seeing something else. Who knows? We'll fucking see. Wait, that reminds me, I need to reinstall that. But yeah, I guess that's the angle from which I'm approaching this topic and what I want to talk about, as it were. I guess not specifically the overall general concept at large, but more how it affects what I do. Because you could even argue, well, yes, Foreman, but actually focusing on Limbus all the time wouldn't be the smart play because people would get bored of it and you'd run out of things to do. And those are both 100% correct and very valid. But a creator can be creative about these sorts of things, funnily enough. And by what that, I mean fucking... I've done some of this before, actually, like PM-themed mods for other games. Slay the Spire and Risk of Rain being key examples, right? I covered both of those. Civ 6, I did one for that as well. These are things that one can do. But that, once again, is a case of, oh yeah, that would be working smarter because you will just get more views and you will just make more money. But it doesn't necessarily feel like the right thing to do. It doesn't feel like the actual smart play, even though it kind of is the smart play. It's approaching things from different angles and perspectives, and it's tricky. I can tell you that the absolute not smart, not work hard play is exactly what I'm doing right now. Because this takes fuck all effort and no one cares. But even that in of itself is technically kind of a smart play because it gives me an opportunity to produce something without killing myself on one day working too hard. This is very easy to produce. Once I finished recording this, and obviously once I finished recording Limbus after it, all I need to do is sit back, relax, and play Tainted Grail for about half an hour or so, give or take, depends how long this video is, and that's the video. That's something that can go up. That's something that, to a small degree, will generate some revenue, and it's something that can be considered me doing my job. I don't just throw these out because I think it's low effort and easy. It's because I do like to talk, I like to chat, and I like to kind of converse with you guys. I think one of the things I like the most is A, to share ideas with you and have those ideas shared in turn, and also to convey to you my headspace, where I'm at, what I'm thinking, just to give you context for the things I do. Why has he just put up actually it's 4. Go figure. Why has he put up 4 XCOM videos in a row? Why hasn't he put up fucking Clair Obscur yet, despite the fact he likes the game and wants to continue playing it? Why doesn't he put up Limbus all the time? Why does he make stupid jokes? Why, oh why did it take him so long to get coil guns? In XCOM 2, for those of you who don't play, I guess that requires context, doesn't it? Is he gonna do Season 3 immediately after Season 2? Fucking tempting, let me tell you. Real fucking tempting, but I think it would actually be a smart play to at least do one other series between Season 2 and Season 3. But I am really excited to do Season 3, so it's a bit difficult. I do think I should do a different series though, but I am wandering off topic. Kind of. Still talking about what's smart versus what's just working harder, but it's funny to think that there are many things I've done on this channel that have been me just working harder, and it's not really been conventionally beneficial, but it also felt very worthwhile to do and felt like a smart play in its own regard. The Project Zomboid video, you remember that mega episode I did that was 3 hours long, but actual recording time was around 6 or 7 or maybe 8 hours? I mean, it only has just over 1,000 views. That's not terrible, that's fine, but it's definitely not... I'm not sure what the term would be. It doesn't translate well. The conversion rate of hours worked versus how much I get for it is very poor, because the amount of work I put into that mega episode could have been multiple episodes of something else that would have probably earned more money spread across multiple videos. But I think the biggest thing that this conveys to you guys, when you hear me talk about this, is that I could be a businessman, but I'm really not. Like, I think about these things, I do consider them, right? I do all of the financial thinking and business and analysis of the situation, and then I promptly fucking ignore all of it. All of the information I gather, I go, cool. That doesn't affect me because I can't read. I don't need it, doesn't matter to me, I'm just gonna do what I was doing anyway. But I think, to be fair, as ridiculous as it sounds, I think it's worthwhile to do that analysis anyway, even if I am just going to ignore it, because it does provide me with context for my own decisions. It gives me more to think about when I'm doing what I'm doing. It's stupid because I'm taking all of the facts and then throwing them out the window to make decisions each and every time, but I don't know, it's kind of liberating, I suppose. I guess there's a degree of satisfaction, actual deep personal satisfaction, in looking at something, figuring out the utterly pragmatic, efficient, optimal path, and then going, yeah, but what if I did what I wanted to do? And then making that choice to do what I want to do. Being able to look at it and go, That's the smart play. That is what I should do. I ain't doing it though. I'm gonna do what I want. There is a degree of power that comes from that feeling, I suppose. I've talked about this in these kinds of videos before, but I've always been very big on being able to make my own decisions, and if I feel like I'm being pigeonholed into something, I won't fucking do it. I'll go out of my way to avoid doing it. So I suppose it only makes sense that I would then really lean into the concept of being able to make my own decisions, regardless of the information put in front of me. Yeah, it's kind of stupid. Yeah, it betrays a frankly illogical level of stubbornness to do what I want to do and to hell with the consequences, I suppose, but it's in a specific context, you know. But still, I don't feel bad about it, and I don't feel stupid about it either. I feel fully I feel pleased with myself that I can do that, I guess, because, I don't know, I suppose the smart play would be to do a fuck ton of, like, PM-themed Roblox shit, but I don't want to do that. So I don't, and I'm making the decision not to do that, and that decision empowers me because I've made the decision, despite overwhelming information pointing to the fact that this would be the smart play. I make the decision not to do that and to follow my own path, to do my own thing. Working not smarter and working harder is the path that I've taken that I enjoy the most because I'm earning my own satisfaction by doing so. I'm working hard for it. What am I working hard for? Fuck all. What I'm working hard for is less money, less growth, less of everything, but an overwhelmingly large saturation of personal satisfaction. And I think, really, that's kind of the best reward, isn't it? I say as I see my bank account dwindle, but fuck it. You have to live your life the way you want to, otherwise what's the fucking point? I've gotten to the point where I'm getting very emotional and preachy now, so we're gonna cut this off because all I'm gonna do now is repeat the same preachy nonsense at you over and over again. I don't know if we even really adhered to the topic much at all today. I don't fucking care. Once again, I made a decision to just do what I fucking want to do. I talked about what I want to fucking talk about. I did what I felt like doing. And because of that, I'm a winner. I'm a fucking winner. If you have fun, do you ever really fail? Yes, in some cases, but you gotta do what makes you happy. You gotta do what feels right. You gotta do what you will be happy with. You gotta be able to accept your own actions and be okay with them. And that's what I've been doing, and that's what I've done. But in regards to this utterly bullshit, bollocks, nonsensical ramble that I've thrown at you today, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Obviously, I can understand that, like, if you're coming back and you're like, look, Foreman, it's great that you feel good about all this, but it is very frustrating to just have 4 fucking episodes of XCOM one after the other with nothing else to watch. And for that, I do apologize. I do. It has been on my mind. I just chose to ignore it, I suppose. But yeah, no, I do understand. I do feel that, and I do apologize. But gotta do what I gotta do, lad. And XCOM is what I felt like I had to do. There is going to be a break in it though, and we might start getting back to some more normal-ish content. There'll be this, there'll be the Refraction Railway, there will be some fucking Claire Obscure soon, I promise. I just need to get myself back into it. Like, looking after the puppies really did throw my entire fucking schedule for a loop. And a part of the problem as well is that I found myself in a consistently lower mood during the time in which I could only look after the puppies and I couldn't make videos, because I actively feel worse if I'm not making videos, if I'm not producing videos, not just because of work stress, although I guess that is a factor and a worrying one at that, but because I love doing it. I love putting up the videos and I love seeing people enjoy it and be like, oh yeah, it's this, like, it's why I focus on XCOM so much, I think, because people get excited for it and that feels great. Ignoring the fact that I fucking adore playing the game because it's a ton of fun and it's a worthy challenge, but people get excited for it. We're 4 episodes in on a 4-episode XCOM streak and people are still getting excited for it. Not as much, obviously, because fucking 4 videos in a row, come on. But people are still getting excited for it. I fucking breathe that shit. I get the happy chemicals in my brain every time I see people getting excited for this stuff. That's one of the many reasons why I love XCOM and I love doing the XCOM series. And I think it's one of the reasons why I delayed doing an XCOM series for so long in my career, because I was worried that no one would care. But I wanted to have the situation where people were getting involved and getting invested and submitting characters and getting attached to soldiers and seeing them die. That's what I wanted. And that's what I've gotten. That's what XCOM gives me. And that's why I fucking love it so much. But funny enough, that was not the topic of discussion for today. But I, did what I want. Friends, that's all for today. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to our members and patrons: Donut, Agent of Chaos, Honor D, Sophia, Geigen, Callie, Prince of Lemons, Moon God, Megan, Addison Sells, Volwolf, Miscreant, Rakariku, Crescent, Tony the Horse, Lilac Syra, Bissalangi, Princeps, Jacomu, Superstitics, Fihard, Mighty PH, Enza Stora, Lanthelian, Gage Donaldson, Saga, Rory, Jack, Ninja Dog, Ember Fox, Grand Captain General Peace, Me, Babby Bag Turtle, Cuds, Kano Samaria, Portrait of Bragg, Lifesteal, Unclever Name, Summercat Flanny, Paint Shagoon, Proxy, Caminera Mo, Harak J, Dresso, Slol, Etherbin Linky, Zeon Cedar Bimbo, Talkia, Honeydew, Sweet Baby Red, Just Kitty Bisoni Pie, Dream Ghost Up Lullaby, K-Bob, Magical, The Frostbite, SB106A, and Namad. For supporting me on YouTube and on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you all so much for watching. I like to just fucking... What's the term? It's not vent. There's a term where you just fucking... just talk. Oh, there's a term. What is it? Is it, it's like splurge, or... I don't know. There's a term for when you're like crazy happy about something and you just want to talk about crap, or you're crazy into something, or you get a thought and you just need to fucking talk about it. I can't remember what it's called. It's like venting, but not. Like in a more positive sense, because vent would imply that, you're kind of getting some stressful shit off your chest, whereas this is just like expressing joy. I can't remember what it's fucking called. That's really annoying. Comment that. Tell me what that is, because I've lost my my touch with humanity and I've forgotten what emotions are. But let me know what you thought of what we talked about today, if you can extrapolate anything from that. There will be Limbus, because if it hasn't already gone up, I don't know, it depends how I do things. There will eventually be Clair Obscur. I will do it, and I know the moment I do it, I'll enjoy it. I just need to get back into it, that's all. And of course, goes without fucking saying, there'll be more XCOM, and there'll be more Baldur's Gate. Even if Lemon cancels tomorrow, which is totally fine if he does, it's up to him. But even if he cancels tomorrow, there'll be more Baldur's Gate eventually. I can pretty much promise that much. But that's all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching. And whatever happens next time, bye-bye, see you there. Doodles. Goodbye.